Everybody, welcome back to the Gamesline podcast. It's been a while. Not really on purpose or anything, just how it is shaken out. I'm John. I'm here to host for the first time in a while. With me this week is Maverick.
Hey, what's up?
It's cold.
It is.
I'm a little chilly. I'm wearing a jacket right now. And Rose, you're also here.
Hi. It's a little chilly over here. It's still like it's like 50 now, but it was like
I was gonna say, what's chill over in California?
Yeah, well, listen, I'm calibrated differently, so nothing's going to feel cold to me after living in New England most of my life. But it's like 53 right now, probably around like 8. It'll be around like 38 if I had to guess. Mm-hmm. It's been getting pretty chilly. I will say though, I was reading up about this, and I know that we're in a La Nina, I believe, right now. Mm-hmm. Is the weather pattern. It's like the opposite of El Nino. So like it's going to be like pretty damp down here. And cold, whereas like everywhere else will just fluctuate between hot and cold extremely, is my understanding. Weather's insane, and also global warming does not help.
Oh yeah, no, that's the part I have to try and like forget anytime we have like snowfall.
Yeah. I don't even know what snow looks like anymore. But well, it's crazy out there.
It is. It is crazy out there, and hopefully everyone stays warm and safe during these harrowing times, and has power. Charge up your phones before shit gets too bad.
Download 3DS.
Yeah, charge everything up you possibly can, so that way when one thing dies, you can just move on to the next thing. Mm-hmm. Until you run out, and then you just got to deal with the silence.
That's why you got to pace it. You got to pace it out. You got to do like an hour of the DS. You shut it off, and then you wait.
Look, that's enough. Pace yourself. Meditate. It's been a while since we've recorded. A lot of news happened, so this is probably going to be a sort of news-centric episode here. I'm going to just say we could get started on these topics. There's a lot. There's a whole lot. I'm clicking around through all this stuff, and I'm just like, damn, so much stuff has happened. We got more fucking layoffs. We got just people lying a lot of people just lying. Like multiple stories where people are just full of shit. And other just crazy shit going on. It's a nutty time right now, I would say. So first off, how about we start off with the lies? Let's do the lies of G, the lies of gaming. We'll hit it with probably one of the bigger, more talked about things over the past couple of weeks. Here is this update about Capcom's DRM. So this whole thing here is that there have been new DRM additions to old Capcom games. Like, usually DRM is like it launches with a game and then they remove it after a couple of weeks because it's no longer the launch period, and they're just like, well, if people are going to pirate it, it happened already, basically. So, whatever. And DRM always makes the game run worse on PC and all that stuff. It's a bad... It's horrible, it's frustrating, and, the pirates crack it anyway, so it doesn't stop piracy, it just makes things worse for paying consumers. But they've added this DLC, or not DLC, this DRM called Enigma to Resident Evil Revelations, and I guess some of their other
like old... Battle Network launched with it, I think.
Right. And the thing that is weird about it is it seems like it's a little weird that this is happening again because it's so late in the day. But a lot of people have been claiming that they're just doing this now because they hate mods. They hate that people are modding the games. And it's like, yeah, they probably don't like it, but that's probably not fully why they're doing it. It's, it's just like a lot of these games are getting put on Game Pass and stuff like that. People are also saying that the games were bricking on Steam Deck if you tried to run them with this DRM, and I haven't really seen too much about that. Like,
No,
Rose,
yeah.
I think you talked a bit more about this.
So, like, for me, I recently got a Steam Deck, and I'll talk about that later. So I've been spending a lot of time on, like, Steam Deck subreddit looking for optimization stuff and things like that. Mm-hmm. And there was this big thing where, like, they were just running with the story of, like, hey, all of these Capcom games just crashed. And it was, like, top posts of the day, stuff like that. And then it was getting picked up by news sites of, like, yeah, you can't run these games on Steam Deck. They're adding all this stuff. And it's making it run worse on Steam and stuff like that. And then it's like, I was like, okay, let me go try to run any of these games they're talking about. And they just launched and worked normally.
Yeah.
And a couple people were saying, because I think the Battle Network one was particularly annoying because it's like, it's pretty hard to mod that stuff, is my understanding. Mm-hmm. For Battle Network specifically, because that's like an HD collection, so it's like it's like, it's not being emulated, it's like an entirely like redone insane thing, so it requires like a lot of work, so the DRM was getting in the way. But even that was like a thing where like the lead modder for the Battle Network community was able to get around it like almost immediately, and like right. You can just use their workaround stuff for the modder or for the DRM on these new games that have had it added to it, so it's like wasn't actually a problem. It's like extremely unclear like why they're even adding this. It might just be like part of a deal, because I feel like there's a big snake oil problem in Japanese game design right now, or just let's just say companies in general all around the world.
Sure.
With AI stuff and DRM protection, where it's just like all it takes is someone pitching something at a meeting and then they just do it. So I feel like that's the case of what happened here, probably, is they just were like, well, people hate Denuvo, so we should get something else or something. And just being like, all right, we're going to do this one now. This is just a weird issue because it's like, I think DRM sucks. Like, I wish GOG had won the culture war, I think that it's just like a thing that doesn't actually stop or help anything.
No.
If anything, I feel like because we could have the same arguments about pirating forever, right? That we've been having for years and years, but it's like it doesn't do anything. It doesn't stop people from buying the game. It doesn't, like, those people never would have bought the game to begin with. And adding this retroactively is insane, and I don't know why they're doing that. I think Resident Evil Revelations specifically, they immediately undid it because it broke the game. So I think that's why people were saying like all that stuff, but they were just universally applying it to all these games that just work fine. Like Ghost Trick has it, and Ghost Trick just works. It's fine. Yeah, it's just a weird case of like, I think PC gamers are the most annoying people in the world because you can never tell whether an issue they're talking about is serious or not. Like, and this is like a prime example of it where everyone's going to be specialized in different things, and especially in the games press, you have to move so fast that I feel like the reason the story got so picked up so severely was it was like nobody actually knows a lot of this technical stuff, so they just inherently want to believe the hobbyist forum. And also there's been enough stories with Denuvo recently that, makes sense to be like, hey, DRM probably did do that. But it's like, the thing about PC gamers that I think everyone has to realize is that if a game runs at 59 FPS instead of 60 FPS, they're going to call it unplayable. Like, their standards are so completely insane, and their ideas of like how things should be or function are like so utterly insane, because they're like, it really comes back to, you have a really expensive PC, you want to validate it, right? You want to really push it and figure out these things, and then it just completely warps your perception of reality, I guess. But yeah, I just, this was an insane story to me, because it was just like, you saw people running with all this story and be like, it's because of the Chun-Li nude mod, all this stuff, and it's like, no, Capcom just kind of wants people to buy things, so they're probably just trying to put in like insane things that try to make people buy things more because they don't know what they're doing, but it's not actually that bad. It's not actually doing that much.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas people were saying like, they're ruining it all, Dragon's Dogma 2 is fucked. It's not. It's probably fine.
Yeah. In other weird bullshit that has just been happening, so CES just happened, and a lot of it was people trying to pitch AI bullshit, because of course, you know, that's the bigwigs, the money, are throwing money into AI because they think that they're going to save money with it, and they're not, and it's going to crash and burn eventually. But for now, there is an old friend is returning with a twisted face. Gameshark has resurfaced and says that they are making some form of new AI thing called AI Shark that will give you gameplay tips as you play with an AI that will like keep up with what you're doing, which sounds stupid and probably will not work. But the reason why this is really in the news was that for some reason in their press release where they announced all this stuff, they also said, oh, we're going to time this with the release of the Switch 2 in September of this year. Which was like a very specific month. But then like 20 minutes later, because everyone was like, wait, what the fuck? They just kind of went, we just kind of guessed. We don't actually know.
They saw that little oval on the table and they were like, oh shit, it's coming.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's just a complete mess. It's very, very dumb.
It's really
concept
dumb.
There.
I do think it's funny though that we're still stuck in the cycle of people seeing what the place of like December 31st release date for every video game and going like, oh, that means it's coming out. And like, that's still just happening. It's like, nobody knows what's going on, man.
Mm-hmm.
You think AI Shark knows?
Yeah, especially not AI Shark. Maybe Gameshark back in the day might have known, but
I do wish that Gameshark still existed, the real one, not this. I wish that you could just press a button and then go through the walls in Scarlet and Violet instead of going through them because the game.
I was going to say. And one last batch of lies here. Another really weird one. So SAG-AFTRA, you know, there was that whole big old, the multiple strikes that occurred last year. The SAG-AFTRA one kind of just, that one kind of came and went. It wasn't as like big and protracted as the writers one was. And so the SAG-AFTRA Twitter account and their website claimed that they reached an agreement with Replica Studios that do AI voice tech stuff for an agreement during CES, and almost immediately like a bunch of voice actors were just like, no, what are you talking about? No, we didn't agree to anything. What are you talking about? So I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. That just sounds like they didn't actually, or maybe they're trying to like strong arm one through. So
yeah, my understanding was that the SAG-AFTRA Guild in general was the deal was a lot worse than the writers' deal.
Yeah.
It seemed like there were a lot of compromises, so it makes sense that they were like, all right, we won once, so what if we just... Because I remember the deal that was signed, what the strike was authorized with 96% of votes or something really high like that,
Yeah.
and then the deal was signed with like 33% or something. So it's like a case of like, it feels like it's just like, yeah, these people can just do this, I guess, if they just rush it through, which is like very frustrating.
It definitely brings up the part that I think people don't often talk about when it comes to the procession of unions, which is that because it is a collective effort, you need to make sure everyone in the collective is also on board. And that is where, again, like, anti-union sentiment can come in. Like, if you've ever just seen the stereotype of, like, a lazy worker or whatever, like that, I don't worry about so much. But in instances like this, where you have a union that is very much made up of multiple layers of people, you know, bit actors, voice actors, people that are just really getting their feet wet and need the specific roles that they can get in order to actually get a paycheck, get insurance, and be able to have some sort of sustainable career. And then you somehow have that like lumped in with the people who are consistently out doing major motion pictures, major television appearances, the constant interview cycle. Like, those two classes of people exist in the same contract, and
Yeah.
you can see some solidarity come through from those who, you know, have been able to stick through, didn't just do like alternative work or break the picket line. And there's solidarity there, but I think the understanding of what a deal can look like that is equitable for all people is the part where you see some of that disillusion versus the WGA, where, you know, writers kind of just inherently know that they get screwed over. And when you have someone that, in the case of the WGA, someone like Adam Conover, whose whole, like, you know, claim to fame is, here's this thing that sucks, let me break it down so that you're also angry, but reasonably so, and we can be on the same page about something. That's effective for something like a strike and the very ways that a union needs to have a collective, you know, plan of action, and being able to be consistent and deliberate in what gets brought up. And it's what makes their contract much stronger as a result, because it's also including collaboration in the terms of the agreement, where there is a means to make sure that, you know, writers' rooms are staffed a specific way, that people that are working, collaborating on a project get specific amounts. So the WGA deal is very aligned with the idea that if we're going to be working with people, we need to make sure everyone is on the same page and that we all get the pay that we're owed. And then, of course, you've got bullshit like police unions that shouldn't exist at all and are just fabricated forces. But, yeah, no, especially with the introduction of AI, like, it's much less a united effort from the actor's end, and, like, you know, a case of who's got enough of a legal team to be able to jump in if someone starts using, like, 11 Labs to fake your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a very frustrating time right now, and I just hope that it shakes out well.
Would be nice.
That's all you can do.
It's just really... it's just like... The way I continuously feel about this stuff is I'm just like... I don't know how these people can exist in this world. No. I wish they could have been defeated by now in some way, because it's just exhausting at this stage where it's like you've already won. You've won so much. Man, AI fucking sucks. I hate that it's not even AI. I think that's what gets me the most about it, other than all the other stuff that's really bad. Is it's just like, it's not even AI. It's not even artificial intelligence. It's just text to speech, basically. It's just machine translation. It's just like generative databases. Ugh.
Yeah, and, it's always going to be a bit where there's an initial push against it, and then someone does something funny with it, and then we're kind of all just like, well, maybe. And it's like, you kind of need to have a concerted effort to not engage with it until it's just not used by business consultants. And that's really difficult when, at the very least right now, it's easy to just go, oh, this is saving me the cost of having to pay somebody to do work.
Yeah. It's been something only tangentially. I mean, not tangentially, honestly, the same thing. If it's just like, you look at like how many games come out scuffed that were English games into like Spanish-speaking countries with just insane localizations because they won't hire someone, or like Chinese games over here, or like, I know games in Eastern Europe always have this problem of just really bad translations because it's just like, yeah, just run it through an MTL because it's easy to translate it into a romantic language or something. It's just like, no, it's not. Stop.
Yeah, and it's like, sure, end of the day, it's funny that Hank Hill can sing Fast Car on whatever platform I'm seeing on TikTok or whatever. Sure, I get the appeal of that, but it's also like, you can have somebody put the effort in of doing that.
Yeah.
And that's also at least a small way to, to fight against the, even just then, like the laziness of bits. Like, you can have a weird mapped around conception of like, King Harkinian doing shit, or you can sit there and painstakingly edit every single tone of his voice clips to make what you need.
I will always respect sentence mixers,
Yeah.
like they've been putting in the effort for so long.
I mean, not even just that. I was thinking of how I know we hate it, but that Blue Archive game, right, has the like, they say your name because they had the voice actors read out all the phoneticizations and like set it up and like actually do it, and then they still pay that voice actor for other things. Like, it's a way of like, actually doing the work.
Oh yeah, I won't hate on like respectable practices.
But there aren't any is the thing, right? Like, it's just like there's like 5 total of people being normal. But like that fucking finals game recently, where it's just like they hired voice actors to just, they did the bad version of that, where it's just like they hired the voice actors to just do like the phoneticization, so then everything just sounds like jumbled nonsense. It's, I don't. It all sucks.
It's bad. They need to ban it from use for commercialized things, so that way everyone can just make stupid ass pictures and laugh at it and not have to worry about people losing their jobs. That's my opinion.
One of my main opinions is just the nation of like, so much of it is, I mean, there's the recent thing of like how much of it is being trained on actual legal materials, but also like just in general, like,
yeah,
it's stolen work. Like, it's literally just stolen work. Nobody's getting paid for their stuff being in there.
All right, do we want to maybe talk about some games that we've been playing, because it's we could chop it up into bits here.
Yeah, sure.
Rose, how about we go over what you've been up to? How about that? You can hit us with what's up.
Yeah, sure. Like I said earlier, I got a Steam Deck, so I've been fooling around with that. It's pretty fun. I know you sort of feel the spirit as well, John, to an extent of fiddling with the little firmwares and shit for a GBA or something to like get it to do something fucked up.
There was a point where they dropped a new analog firmware like right before I went to work, and I was so fucking pissed. Like, I was just sitting there all 8 hours, like, I gotta get home and download that shit. And you know what? It kicked ass because you can actually mess with the display settings in emulated stuff now too.
Oh, nice. Because before it was just you had to do it like on the.
It was only with cartridge stuff.
Yeah.
Which, you know what, that was still really nice. And the cartridge stuff does have a couple more options, but it looks real good. It still looks real good. Yeah.
No, that thing seems so cool. But let me tell you then, the Steam Deck is great if you like that type of stuff, because you can do so many things with its little what's it called, the mode, the desktop mode. That's what it's called, because you can just turn it into a Linux computer or whatever, and then just do a bunch of stuff.
It's just a friggin' computer.
Yeah. So I was fooling around with getting some mods for Baldur's Gate 3, which I have still not actually properly started playing enough because I was too busy fiddling with this stuff. But I managed to, after great hardship, figure out how to mod that. And that was actually really cool because it's like you get to see like all the ways that you're making it work, you know? With like, hey, like I'm tricking it into thinking that this spot on my drive is Windows just for while the game is running. And the Steam Deck is a really cool way of doing that stuff, just because it's like it handles so much of the hard stuff on its own that it just makes it feel like you're getting to do the fun optional stuff, like setting up RetroArch, or I got retro achievements set up to go a little sicko mode.
Damn.
It's just and honestly, the main thing about the Steam Deck is I am not a Switch handheld gamer. I cannot stand it, mainly because the Joy-Cons. We've talked about our problems with the Joy-Cons many times, but the real thing now that I've been using the Steam Deck is that shit is so creaky on the Switch. Like, it just always feels like I'm scared that the controllers are just going to break or something when you're holding it. If you know what I mean. Of just like, they're slotted in there, so of course there's going to be a little bit of jiggling.
Yeah.
So it just ends up feeling like, but Steam Deck feels really good, really solid. Kind of like a better Wii U tablet.
Okay.
And I really like that about it. I was questioning how good the control layout would be, but it's actually pretty good. It actually feels all right. They have some good sticks there. D-pad's pretty decent. I've mainly been using the D-pad for a lot of stuff. But it's a really cool little thing. It really is. I can understand why this is the new like hardware boom, sort of. It feels like where like Lenovo made their own and a bunch of other people. I'm curious how those are, but this one's really cool. I like it. I like how honestly it was tough to figure out how to do the first modding for a game. But after that, it's like, okay, I just know how to do it forever. It's pretty easy. I've been playing a lot of indie games on it because that's just sort of what I play in general. So I haven't really been stressing it, but Baldur's Gate was running fine, which I was impressed by because that came out last year. And I've been playing a little bit of Monster Hunter World on it, and that's been fun. I think I've really been missing this out because I just do not play my Switch in handheld mode at all, so I'm still kind of wowed of like, wow, I can play this on not a TV. That's crazy.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a neat little thing. I actually do think that if people are interested in that, they should probably get it because it's honestly really great. Playing a bunch of VNs especially, it's really good for VNs.
Yeah, I bet.
I started that Paranorma site. Pretty good. I didn't know it was done by people who worked on The World Ends With You. Which is really cool. Because the art is really distinctive. It looks really nice. But yeah, that was mainly what I was doing. And I was also playing the entirety of Atelier Ryza, which I never finished.
Okay.
I don't have much to say with that other than like I was kind of scared because we know it's the most popular one. And I think we know the reasons why it's the most popular one. But I was kind of scared because usually when like there's a really popular version of a long-running series like that, you get a really homogenized version of the game.
Right.
And it sort of like appears like that at first, but then it just turns into a normal Atelier game and is completely insane for the rest of it. So I was pretty happy with it. I think it had some interesting ideas. I think I talked about it when I played Atelier Sophie, but they do like a different alchemy system for every single game. So it's like, sometimes it's like a Tetris grid, and other times it's like, this one, it's like circles, and you're filling up circles with other circles or whatever. Like, you're putting in materials, and then they're like, you know, you put 4 red element here or whatever, something like that. But the thing that I liked about it was you sort of like turn recipes into other recipes in this one. Whereas like in other ones, it's just sort of like you go around and you do quests and then you unlock new recipes or something. Or like you do something and then that makes you go like, oh, I could do this or whatever. And this one's more like you're going to like make like a stone support for a building, and then you're going to go, oh, I could turn this into marble, and then you're going to do make the marble, and you're going to be like, oh, I could turn the marble into like this type of like weapon item that I could put into a weapon. It feels like a good loop, so I could understand why that's like a good way of getting people into that series, of not being too complicated, but also not being, you know, not making just you feel, it makes you feel really smart because of all the numbers on the screen, let's say, even if it's not that hard. It was fun. Actually, I'm really excited to play the second one, not so much the third one, because I know the third one's open world, which is scary. But I've heard the second one fixes a lot of things with this one, which sounds cool. But I have decided to only play one Atelier, or like 2 Atelier games a year. Otherwise, I go insane. Because they're pretty different, but they're also the same, you know? It's like if you play... Well, this is a bad example because I think both you and I could play like 5 Pokemon games a year and be fine. But I was going to say, it's like if you played multiple... It's like if you played like 5 Mario games in a year, you'd go insane, right? A little
I don't know about that. People are crazy.
I'm going to find an example for you, goddamn Nintendo fan. It's like if you played 5 Alan Wakes in 1 year, you might go insane.
I'm probably gonna do that this year.
There's only 3.
So. Control is kind of an Alan Wake.
Well, if
That's
you did
4.
it in the same 3-month period, you might go insane. How about that?
Again, I might be.
It's like if you're doing my whack ass.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that I'm doing it. I'm not saying it's a good idea.
Here. How about this one? How about it's if you were playing 6 different games that were kind of the same but slightly different back to back? It would kind of make you go insane from just like what things you're remembering correctly or not, you know?
I never disagreed with you. I don't know why you keep feeling like you have to.
I just want to find like the optimal answer to make it clear why it's insane.
I mean, it's a big ass. It's a big ass JRPG. You know, like the thing is like, you know, like Pokemon's comfort food. You know, I don't think that's that. I mean, it's got mechanics.
Yeah, well,
it's just got mechanics, capital M mechanics.
But I was gonna say, like, the thing that impressed me, honestly, was that it is only like 30 hours long. I think it was like 35 hours for me to 100% it, which was nice.
Huh? Okay.
Because Atelier games are usually not that long. Because the thing is this is the first major one where they fully got rid of any sort of illusions of a time limit. Mm-hmm. Before they have time limits, so it's very hard set like when the game would end, you know. But you would do like multiple runs or something. But now you don't need to do multiple runs because there's no time limit. Which I am about a little bit, honestly. But
yeah,
it's not that bad. I think that game's kind of insane a little bit just because it's like I'm expecting... I like time limits in Atelier games because they never felt too brutal, genuinely. Mm-hmm. It's like a thing where it's there and it can be scary if you don't understand how it works the first time. But once you play one, you realize like they give you so much fucking time to fuck around. You don't need to worry about anything. I think it propels you into doing certain actions that you might not think about doing otherwise. And I think by removing the time limit, I think it's a little bit harder to find the momentum necessarily. Mm-hmm. Because Atelier games are not exactly like story barn burners. They're good for character writing, but they're not like, oh, I need to see where this grand narrative goes, you know?
Right.
So that was like the only thing that got me about it. But I think it's nice that they're so short. I really think more games in the JRPG space should be like Tales of Berseria length like this, where it's like 30 hours long and then you're done. Because let me tell you, I was playing what was I playing? I was playing Lords of the Fallen recently, and I'm not going to talk too much about that, but I'm just going to say that game was like 60 hours long, and it did not need to be 60 hours long. You don't need to make a game that long. It's fine. You can just chill sometimes. What have you been doing, though, John? I know Maverick here says nothing, which is crazy, but I know he's a busy bee.
Literally all I've played is like Fortnite for the last couple days.
Tell us what's going on in Fortnite.
Nothing.
Who are you playing as?
I'm still Darth Vader. I want to get Peter, but like that's level 70.
I almost was going to play the fucking Dead by Daylight because they added Alan Wake.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to fucking play Dead by Daylight. So I was like, should I play Fortnite as Alan Wake? Is that what I do? And then I was looking it up and you have to buy that shit. And I was like, You have to like buy Alan Wake 2 on the Epic Games Store to get into Fortnite, which is really sad.
It's so messed up and sad, but it's also very funny.
Fortnite is the most insane game. I was going to say I at least respect it more than Roblox, and then I remembered that they've kind of turned that front end into Roblox.
Yeah. There's a lot of evil. There's a lot of evil in Fortnite, but like there is still
it's very funny
sparks of creativity, and it is funny. So like, yeah, I can't ever like fully hate it. Like I'm never gonna play it, and like if I were to like ever be responsible for children, I would probably be like, I don't know if I should let them have free reign on this, but you know.
My question for you, Maverick, is: are you just playing the normal shooter mode?
Oh, zero build. Why am I gonna bother with like 12-year-olds who are cracked out building over me when I can just deal with 12-year-olds that are just shooting me?
The vibe I've been getting from Fortnite and why so many of my friends seem to play it is that it seems like the shooter space is just so dire right now that it's like the only place where you can just fuck around and have fun.
I mean, of the shooters I played, it sure is better than Redfall.
That's a very low bar, but probably true.
I don't know. It's like I've got stuff loaded up. I've got stuff that I know I want to try out. Like I just downloaded the demo version of Granblue Versus. So I've got that ready to go. I've got Stranger of Paradise ready. I've got... I think about what else. I've been dragging my feet on my Trails playthrough.
Yeah, me too.
And alongside that, like the Yakuza stuff I want to do. Because I do just want to get Infinite Wealth and play through that primarily. I do also have Lords of the Fallen rented out right now. And I have no idea what that game's about. So, like, I could just crack it open. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a good one for you to try, if only because I don't think you need to have an investment in it at any stage. Like, I think you can just play it and be like, all right.
Right. But yeah, like, it's that thing where I just, like, haven't had anything fully grab me. Well, I saw it. There's, like, this, like, hockey roguelite I've been playing.
Oh, yeah. Is it Tape? Or what is it called?
Yeah, Tape to... I'm trying to remember.
Is it just Tape to Tape?
I think so, Tape to Tape. Which I saw because guest of the show... Jackson had it on his wish list. I bought it for him, and then I'm like, hey, let me actually try this out too, because it's like cheap enough. And it's got some ideas. It's still like in early access at the moment, but like the idea is that you're essentially doing this whole like roguelite mission where you can choose like you start out as like a team of 5 people. It's your main character that you can like individually raise stats for in another menu. But then it's like you can choose one supporting character who has like very specific stats, like specific buffs. and then you just get shuffled around 3 other like bench warmers is how they nickname them, to basically fill out a like 5-on-5 team. You go through, you have events or different things that come up, and you also play games of hockey to try and maneuver into like the various zones that they have you in. It makes me like appreciate the way that Pyre leaned into its gameplay to make it pretty like manageable. At no point did I ever feel like I was lost trying to understand the, game essence of Pyre as I was going through some of the repetition through it. With Tape to Tape, it's more so the fact that it's like I've never played a hockey game before, and so the maneuverability specifically to get the puck into the net becomes like the main focus for some of these matches, and I'll be sitting there for like 10 minutes trying to make a score, and it's like I don't want to think about that negatively as a point, but at the same time it's like, man, the playing part of it feels kind of rough, especially when it's throwing in all these other like debuffs and like active things that come up, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm already unsure how to move around like the rink. Now that I got like someone doing farts on me to like blow me out of the way, or the refs now like tackling my guys in the middle of shit. Sure, throw that in there. Why not?
I run into that problem with a lot of roguelikes in general, where it's like, I feel like sometimes they just get the pace so bad where you don't like imagine if Hades made you do the heat stuff right away, right? Like that would be insane.
No, yeah, you got to be able to like ease into it.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I'm just weird trying stuff out. Nothing has really like piqued my interest yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you said, soon we'll have fucking Yakuza.
Yep.
And based on that demo, let me tell you, I feel like that will probably pique your interest in some way.
Oh yeah, I'm at least gonna be. They're doing fucking trail stuff in it. Of course, it's gonna be. They said, "All right, we're done playing around. Let's get to the real shit."
That demo was so good. It's like 2 weeks away, huh?
God, yeah.
I still have so many games that I want to play.
Yeah, I know, right? Me too. And
it's like I kind of don't want to get it at launch, honestly. I just want to take my time, but also like I don't want to get spoiled.
Yeah. And I feel like with Yakuza, it's such a screenshot game, right? Where everyone wants to be posting the trials and tribulations of online. I'll say that Gaiden game was pretty good, but I know you just said you have a million games to play, so that doesn't help anything.
No, yeah, and my sick fuck brain wants to import a physical copy of that shit. I need to. They gotta get me fucking medication that makes me not want to do that.
You need the anti physical games genome put into you.
I do.
We just gotta mold it in a way where you'll be satisfied with buying a DVD case and putting custom artwork in it.
You just said that and it made me really upset.
See, that's what I'm saying. We need to fix you. We need to fix it.
Fuck.
You're just like, ooh, I don't like that. Ooh.
Yeah. Ugh. No. I did finish my my replay after however fucking long it was of the original Alan Wake.
Yeah.
And I also played through American Nightmare for the first time. I realized I had never actually played all the way through it.
It's not long at all.
No. Yeah, that original Alan Wake made me think a lot about a lot of stuff. I wrote an article about my thoughts on it on the site about how it affected me pretty deeply. And then I played through American Nightmare, and I mean it wasn't bad. It wasn't anything like amazing. Mr. Scratch is very funny. And it's also extremely funny that they just keep like throwing like sexy women at Alan Wake in that, and he's just kind of like, all right, like
Trying to find my wife.
He's like, all right, sexual breast woman in front of me. I would like you to step aside so I can go see my wife. Thank you.
The darkness woman especially is so funny.
It's especially funny because like she's like all horned up due to the darkness or whatever, and then once he like cures her of it, she's just like, oh yeah, I'm friends with your wife. Like she does still really love you, man. Like
yeah,
it's like it's great. It's really funny. But yeah, now I'm playing through Control again. I had played through it pretty recently, so I'm not like seeing too much new stuff, but getting to revisit it is making me appreciate it a lot more. And the one thing that I do wish is that they I don't know, maybe just like gave like some sort of like level not requirement, but just like a level concept to different bosses and stuff, because there's just so many times where I will run into fight a boss and they will just whip my ass. And then I look it up and everyone on like Reddit or Game FAQs or whatever is just like, yeah, no, you're supposed to do that like near endgame. And I'm just like, great, thanks for the tip.
Yeah. That whole game, the thing that kills me about it is I love so much about it, and then it's like it has so many systems that are just, why is this here? Like you think about Alan Wake and you just play that game, right? You just go.
All the upgrades and like, man, I don't want to have to fucking gather materials.
The bureau alerts. Like,
yeah, like what the fuck is going on with that shit? I don't care. Like, I'm busy. So I'm doing shit. Someone else should handle that. Go.
I'll say that fucking, from the sound of it, it does a pretty good job of showcasing what a monotonous like 9 to 5 can look like.
Yeah, no, I like that angle of it a lot. From just like, there is just this weird like, I just think that there's not enough integration with that idea with the gameplay system, because as is, it's like it genuinely is like. Gear with mod chip slots are great because mod chips augment gameplay properties. That's what like that half that game feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wish that stuff was like a bit more apparent though, because I mean, yeah, the only real big things are like damage buffs and stuff, and it's like that's nice and all, but then like at certain points, it just feels like you have to have like as many big ass damage buffs as possible just to like stay alive, and it's just like it doesn't feel like I'm really being tested for how good I am at this game. It's just like, I just need to have a bunch of shit attached so that way this boss fight doesn't take like 5 times longer, and that also like raises the percentage chance of me failing, because also like a lot of the times I'm getting like stuck on geometry and shit, and that's why I'm dying. Like it's not really because like, oh, I didn't dodge this move. It was like they put a bunch of random like spikes and chest high walls behind me, and I go to dodge something and I dodge into that, and then I get stuck, and then I just get my ass beat, and it's just like, okay, great, thanks. There's a lot of that in that game, and that's very frustrating. Man, you know what the fucking dumbest shit, the thing that makes me the most pissed when I get killed? Whenever you fight the big like the former, the big like worm thing in the like astral plane, it does a move where it destroys some of the floor. Whenever it does that, I try to start fucking flying, and it kills you before you're even like ready to activate the levitation. Like, let me get out of the fucking hole. I have power to get out of the fucking hole. Let me get out of the hole.
The amount of deaths in that game that were me falling genuinely was just like, It's just a shame because it's like I love so many of the gameplay ideas, like floating, for example, and the telekinesis, etc. And it feels really cool. And then it just feels like, I don't know. It's really weird to me that that's their game. I mean, I guess Quantum Break's in between, and I don't remember that game enough. But I was gonna say, like, Alan Wake's American Nightmare feels pretty all right with the enemy variety. Like,
yeah, for as short of a game it was, yeah.
Yeah, then that might be what it is. Ultimately. Is that it's just a shorter game? I really like so many things about Control, but man,
that game needs to have less holes in it. That is its major fucking problem. It needed to have less holes all over the goddamn place. If they had made like 60% less just places you could fall, I think it would have been way, way better. Straight up. We need less hole.
Oh, I could never agree with that.
I'm sorry. We will be at an impasse here.
It's gonna be fucking Reggie and
Iwata doing like the punches.
Yeah, for the Wii U Smash Me trailer.
Yeah. I also went to my local arcade, not the one that I work at, the other one, and played in a Granblue tournament, and I got my ass kicked almost immediately. But then I started doing fucking commentary, and they said that I did good, and I held it down really well, and I was pretty happy about that, and I'm going to try to do commentary more.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I gotta actually check the hour out still. I've been busy with other stuff, and I want to hear my man speak.
It was some good ass Granblue. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Like, it was legit really fun to watch. And like the last couple of matches were sensational. I will go back just to watch. Like, it was fun. It was really, really fun. I do love Granblue, so I do want to get better. Like, I've learned a couple of things. Like, definitely still gonna keep getting my ass beat, but I feel a foundation forming. That sort of thing is happening right now. Like, I'm still messing around. Maybe I need to find my true main, because, you know, I started off Cagliostro, and I still like her a lot. Maybe I'll go back to her, but I was starting to think, like, maybe I need someone a little bit, like, less, you know, like, not a fucking, like, not a trap character, like, not a character that's just setting up a bunch of shit all over the screen. You know, just a character with fucking fundamentals. And so I went with Anila because there is a Terry Bogard skin for her. It's a DLC, not a DLC, a mod that I downloaded, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to play as her. And she's fun, but I think she just kind of feels like she doesn't have as many good options as a lot of the other characters. Like, her projectiles feel a little slow to come out. I gotta mess around with the cast. But also, I want to play as her because I have the mod downloaded. I want to use the mod. I want to play as Terry Bogard Sheep Girl because she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. But then on that same day too, oh my god, I gotta tell you, I haven't given y'all an update on the John Machonsky gets crazy good deals on video games recently. Oh my god. I pulled it off recently. Someone that I know off of Twitter. I'm pretty sure their account is locked, so I will not shout them out by name because, you know, that's that seems the courtesy. But someone I know on Twitter was like, "Hey, I'm trying to offload a bunch of games. You know, I'm giving good deals. This is how we're doing it." And I was like, "Okay, here we go." I got 3 Tales of games. I got 3 of them. I got fucking Tales of Fantasia on the GBA. Complete in box. Like, mint fucking condition. It looks great. And then I have to look behind me. Tales of the Abyss and Tales of Legendia, which I had never heard of. I don't know anything about that one. I know that people seem to like Tales of the Abyss.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
That's, you know, I need to play that soon.
I don't know anything about Legenda yet. I know that Abyss has like a 3DS port or something.
Yeah.
And I also got Gravity Rush 2.
That's a good game.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to get that. That was fucking sealed. They pressed the
Nice.
seal on that motherfucker, yeah. And then, so, very funny thing that also happened there too, because, you know, again, like, we follow each other on Twitter and all that, and I had made a tweet a long time ago talking about, the YouTube video, the review of Digimon World 2 that Wayne is Boss did. Wayne is Boss does pretty good videos. He's got some good stuff. And how I was like, hey, I remembered as a kid liking this game, and watching this review made me realize that, hey, maybe this game is really bad. And then the person who I was buying the games off of went, hey, you know what? I've been getting rid of all these games. And then I saw I had a copy of Digimon World 2, and I would feel bad if I sold it to somebody, because it's a piece of shit. So here you go. And they gave it to me, and I was flipping the fuck out. That is an expensive game. But I'm very happy about that. Thank you so much. And fucking... It's the rush that you get when you make good deals on video games, and how evil the world has become that I can't feel this rush as often as I used to. The collection only continues to grow, though, and I hope, with all hope, that someday video games will go down in price. And again, like, I don't care if my collection became worthless monetarily. I would not care, because I'm not in this for the money. I'm in it for the love, and that's all I can ask for.
But they should get cheaper.
It should get fucking cheaper.
I was looking up Tales of Legendia because I also didn't know much about it. The conceit sounds interesting, where it takes place on a gigantic ship. The rest of the world is just water. Sounds cool.
Well, yeah, I'll check it out eventually. It's there. I have it. Let's see here. More news. We already kind of talked about the Alan Wake and Dead by Daylight stuff. He's in it. He's in Dead by Daylight as a survivor. And his actor's putting in the fucking work.
Now I'm proud of the goat. You just him at the Game Awards ruled so hard.
Absolutely.
Standing off the side stage.
I mean, yeah, like, he's a better job than a lot of the voice actors in that game. But, you know, not to talk too much shit, especially because, it's just, it's a
Yeah, some of them are
horror.
just actors and not voice actors, right? So
Yeah, that too. But I mean, he's fucking killing it. In that
he
shit.
is killing it.
Good for Alan Wake heads. I'm not keeping up with Dead by Daylight, so I don't know if he's, like, good in it or not. Maybe he is. That would be funny.
I don't even know how you'd be good at that game. Everything about that game scares me. I think when we were hearing Niall talk about it from playing it so much back in the day, I was just like, "This is scary. This is a scary game."
I played it a little bit, and, like, it's kind of fun, but also, like, I can't imagine, like, paying attention to the meta. Like, that seems like one of those
the part
games
that scares me.
From what I know, yeah, it just seems atrocious.
Yeah, it seems like one of those games where if you go anywhere beyond the most casual appreciation of it, shit gets rough. Like, you just lose your fucking mind.
Otherwise, all I know is that, like, Leon Kennedy grunts are, like, a favorite.
They were having a fucking ball with those on the Source Filmmaker for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, this is a weird one. This is just a fucking weird thing that happened. There was some footage shown at Sony CES conference that was, like, pre-production stuff for Gravity Rush movie. and it all looked really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, yeah, it's pre-production, so you can't really like make too much of a call because like that stuff isn't supposed to look good. It's supposed to just be a stand-in for what it's going to be in the future. But it's still insane that they showed that, because now anyone who gives a shit about Gravity Rush is looking at that and being like, what the fuck is going on? What are you doing? Why are you making this? And they also showed a clip of some kind of Patapon thing. I don't know if it's a new game or if it's like some sort of, because it said IP development, gaming/anime over it. So we don't even know if it's a game or it's some kind of like show or movie or something that they're doing. I mean, it's they got the little Patapons and they got the like little like a mammoth, like goofy looking mammoth, and then the background is all hyper realistic, which is very funny. But just like that 1-2 punch there is like, man, y'all really just got to remind us that y'all killed Japan Studio, huh?
And for what? To make a bunch of games that they're canceling. Like, they're canceling like all of their live service games they're planning. Or at least delaying them. Did you see the Insane Horizon MMO thing?
I know of it. I mean,
By the Guild Wars team?
I mean, did they cancel it or
No,
or they,
there's that exists, and that's like what the Horizon, because there had been talk of a Horizon online game forever, like and people had assumed it would be something like the Ghost of Tsushima co-op thing, and then it's like, no, it's an MMO by Nexon, which is really great stuff.
yeah.
Much more worth it than any of the good games that Japan Studio has made.
Man, if only that we got a new MMO about Siphon Filter. What if we got Siphon Filter open world and it was really gritty and badass? What if we got... oh, you know what? Speaking of Siphon Filter, what if we got Days Gone 2? This time it is a multiplayer with live service elements.
Battle Pass.
Dance. You can get cool skins for your motorcycle.
You can customize the freakers.
You could do that too. Yeah, they could look like whatever you want.
Isn't Ben Studio making something insane right now? Didn't they like announce they were like working with Bungie or something?
I don't fucking know. I'm Googling them right now. What are they doing? What are those freaks doing?
I thought they said that they were like working on something with someone semi-recently.
As of June 2021, the studio is working on a new IP that builds on the open world systems from Days Gone.
Great! Just what we need!
Yay!
I'm sure that'll go great, and then they won't talk on Twitter about how they failed again.
Everybody's favorite.
Yay! Video games.
Maybe that's
Video
the thing.
games.
Maybe I'm just feeling bored with gaming lately.
That's why you gotta do what I do, and you just find the shit like Void Stranger or something insane.
Right, and Void Stranger does seem neat. Again, it's more just like the push for it. I don't know.
You have to trust me. It took me years. Okay, like straight up, it took me years to get to the point where I'm like, all right, I do not feel obligated to check this thing out and feel or like push myself to check out something smaller and cooler, type stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard when the mainstream discussions are always fixated on things that suck, generally. I feel like. Or not suck even necessarily so much as maybe not pander to what we are interested in, but we feel like we want to check it out or something.
Yeah, or again, like everything else I know that like I want to get into is also just a big time commitment at the moment, and it's not that I don't want to make that commitment so much as I know I've got like specific bursts of energy for that commitment.
Yeah. Man. I think we should turn off AAA games for 3 years.
I'd be
We just
down.
need a break.
I think that'd be
Need a
good.
break. Because, I mean, the kind of stuff that we're getting up to by making everybody continue to make games forever and ever is that Blizzard is giving the ability to all heroes to self-heal passively in Overwatch 2 for some reason.
It's just like, that's like a perfect example of like what happens, right? When a game is just being designed for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Like, there's not actually a thought process going into doing that, because it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, you think, like, imagine if they did that to TF2, right? Why would anyone play as the medic? Why would anyone play, go to the health pack spots, learn the map design, etc.?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's the
Like, you make the action fun, not, oh, we're not gonna do this now.
I think that's a general prevailing problem in a lot of modern games, is there's this removal of friction, which in some cases can be good, but in generally speaking, it's just remove the friction for someone who is complaining that they aren't winning immediately. Like, if you look at like the skill-based matchmaking arguments is a perfect example of that, where it's just like people saying that they're getting mad that they're fighting someone on their level, and it's like, why are you playing?
Because I want to be better.
I'm supposed to win every game in a game that has 60 players in it, because everything's a battle royale.
What are we doing, gang?
I think in general, I think the positive buzz around that Prince of Persia game, especially recently, and that being like the first project Ubisoft hasn't forced upon its developers in 10 years, and was actually like, you know, they set up a project and then like proposed it instead. And people saying like, oh yeah, it's really good. You can tell that they really liked making this, and there's a bunch of cool ideas in it. It's like the complete antithesis of what has happened in modern games, where everything just feels like it is, we are just hiring people to work on this one idea that exists to make money. Like it's just like, how many people making Days Gone, to pull that back, like how many people making Days Gone were actually like, this is so awesome? How many people like working on The Last of Us were actually like, this is so cool, I really like his vision, and not just, I am doing this as a job because I want to be in the game industry.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think meetings are the worst. I think management across the game industry is probably just really bad. I mean, you see this in every career space, where it's just like management being treated as a promotion rather than a role that you go into because you're good at it. Like,
Yeah.
just this, like, it's a ladder that you climb, not so much as a, like, you're doing what you're good at. And that's extremely being felt in the game industry right now, where it's like, someone like Neil Druckmann shouldn't be in charge of anything, right? Like, he was a dude who was working on game writing, and I wouldn't even say he's good at that, but let's say that that's his specialty, right? Like, why is he now in charge of firing people?
Yeah.
It's
like,
what you see with Kamiya. Like, that's the reason he had that's the reason he dipped.
Yeah, because it was just like, it's just like, you see this, I think you're seeing that with a lot of people. Like Shinji Mikami was the same thing, right? That's when they had that big interview together where they were talking about it. It's like, Shinji Mikami just ends up being this guy who was making games into, I'm a dude who has to have proteges by default because I am this storied game designer and I'm managing this company, and this company is owned by Microsoft, and we have to do all these things specifically, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, dog, I just want to make a game.
And it's like, I get the through line at points where ultimately, and to talk abstractly on the kind of work I can usually see myself in, where it, like, focuses essentially on learning and sort of like having to build supports for people, specifically with younger people, there is sort of this understanding that eventually management becomes a role, if only because of the fact that you've done it long enough that you can see what is and it isn't working for people. And that is sort of in like, there are moments where I do want someone that is part of the industry to take up managerial positions because of the fact that they have an understanding about specifically what works with the industry they're a part of. And to that degree, I think it makes sense. But it becomes so stifling when the only momentum comes from, being in the immediate space of action to managerial. You can't be like senior editor or like senior writer and then having a team where you're still doing the writing and then, you'll have people to collaborate with. I think that's something that if more people in these AAA game spaces were able to look into and hopefully look it through, less to focus on trying to just be a manager for the writing team and actually having like a writing staff or a writer's room. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be a way to do it. Like it's much more lateralization than just vertical movement. And yeah, it becomes so draining when you have people like Druckmann at the front of it. But then it is kind of funny when like, you have them at the fucking Academy Awards or whatever, like the Golden Globes, and kind of just standing there. No one wants to take a picture because they don't care. Like it, for all that people like to goof on about the auteur aesthetics of like Hideo Kojima, it is at least prevalent that he likes to work with people and that he likes to have a team. And I think that is something that, more people should take notice of, that a lot of these people who are in games like the fact that it is an inherently collaborative space. And so even if it is, blown up to the point that he's hanging out with Jordan Peele and Guillermo del Toro, like he's still posted about the fact that it's like, oh, hey, here are my friends. Here are people that I enjoy. And I get to just do stuff with them. It's a very abstract working back around to a more positive conceit of what a game space can be. And I'm sure that OD is going to be all over the place with what people want that game to be. Because Kojima is a person that basically is able to make stuff that he wants. And it can go so back and forth with how people receive it. And I think that is ultimately the most, like, still rewarding thing that you can have as a game creator outside of versus the fucking Days Gone creation team where it's kind of just like, sorry, I forgot that came out.
Yeah. I just want that drive. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of, yeah. It just, that's a good example of just saying, like, it should be a collaboration born from interest rather than necessity, I guess, right? Mm-hmm.
And when everything is being, like, rung up by venture capital, it ultimately becomes a point of necessity. Do we need a Pokemon game to come out with every single merch drop and anime drop? No, not really. And I hope with both the anime being like much more freeform at this point and more projects being insulated, that could hopefully bleed into Game Freak being given more time to actually develop a game. But I can only hope at this point.
Only hope. Well,
Mercy, I don't need you. Mercy, I don't need healing.
Yeah, this sort of Overwatch, right? I think that's insane still. I'm obsessed with this idea of just like, that game was already bad when I was playing a little bit of it when it came out.
But again, it's the idea that like, here is the hero team shooter that focuses on having everyone working towards a collective unit. We don't know how to make it generate money anymore. in a way that, or more specifically, we don't know how to make it make $10 billion, even though we're already sitting on a cool billion or however much that game has generated. So maybe we just have it so that you can always do well at the game regardless of the character you play. Ultimately, that is like that's what makes Fortnite work. You just have like your costume and you're paying money for the costume because ultimately, like, the level of skill that's perceived, and yeah, people can get good at Fortnite, but it is just, do I have the gun with just enough damage that if I focus these next few headshots, I can take down your shields and I can just kill you at a fast enough rate, and then make sure I have good enough health, I have good enough shields, continue until I'm the only one left doing that. It's not that there isn't skill, but it's the same way that, like, it's like weightlifting, where ultimately there is a progressive load that you can reach each time that you have a session, but the idea is that you're essentially getting better at that specific task, and that does, like, lead to a, I would say, better understanding of everything, but it's not the same as, like, me lifting weights would still not make me good against, like, an amateur boxer. I would not have a shot against an amateur boxer, an amateur judo practitioner, because it's not only the strength, but also the technique. And I think that's where, at least in the FPS setup, like, if you get mad at Fortnite, you're just getting mad at the fact that, like, you can't keep getting the dopamine rush as much as you want to. But then, games like Valorant, again, thinking about a conversation I was having with a young person where they mentioned, I don't really get mad at Fortnite, I don't really get mad at Overwatch, but Valorant's my game, where it's like, if I'm not doing well, I take that personally, and I'm trying to figure that out. And that was an interesting conversation to have, where it's sort of a recognition of, like, this is where the skill is coming through. This is where the focus is coming through.
I think also a large part of it is just the homogenization of all these systems and trying to just, like, everything just becomes damage inevitably, right? Mm-hmm. In these games of just like I think about, like, Final Fantasy 14 as an example of a game I play a lot. It's just like you watch that game shift from, you have a class that can put on cards that do all sorts of different things, makes people faster, makes people take less damage, makes people regenerate resources more. And then that just gets distilled down to, this does more damage, this does more damage, this gives you more damage for X person, as they homogenize it over time.
It's all that weapon rarity is good for.
Yeah. Let me tell you, playing some crazy older games sometimes. Whenever I go back to FF11, I'm just like, that was a different world. That was like finding another species of video game where you could just do anything. It's just might not work, but they let you do it.
I mean, to highlight another thing I ended up doing this weekend, I watched the finals for the Tekken World Tour, which is very prevalent because this is like this was the last Tekken 7 event, really. In 2 weeks, Tekken 8 comes out, and everyone is going to be setting up so that Tekken 8 is the next game. Like, that's going to be at EVO. That's going to be at the next leg of the Tekken World Tour that we're going to be seeing later this year. It's going to be a combo breaker. Like, it's going to be the new push forward. And so to have, this final tournament, it was a chance for, like, the people who have been both learning the game for this iteration and the people who have been dominant to just really show up and say, what is the final case of Tekken 7? What are we taking away from this game as we head into the future? Which, the setup from Street Fighter 5 to Street Fighter 6, people are kind of just ready for the most part. It was a very... Like, as soon as the rumbling for 6 showed up, I think people were very eager to get ready for that, and now 6 has become such a big moment, and we're still not even at that first big patch for 6, so we're still going to be seeing the game evolve very particularly over time. Tekken 7 has had its updates, it's had its DLC, it's had its patches, and for the most part, like, the understood meta was there. But because it's Tekken, because it's this 3D fighter that is all over the place when it comes to both its simplicity, but then its technicality, there is still, like, a wide enough range. Like, this whole tournament, you were seeing people bust out, like, Noctis and Zafina or Katarina, like a lot of these old, or not old, but like a lot of these guest characters or DLC characters. But then you also had people that were still repping, like Panda, or coming through with a pocket like Eddie Gordo. There was one person in the tournament that had been away for a while because this was a Korean player and had mandatory military service for a bit. And coming back, people recognized, like, oh, this dude's really good with Bob, the large character who, seeing someone that is proficient at that character is like, oh, shit. You know, if I had seen this earlier, I probably would have been trying to main Bob for the duration of this game. But all that to say, if there's a lament of just, like, sameness in video games, I think the fighting game community busts through that very, very cleanly, and that has been good to see over time. Arslan Ash won. Like, at this point, he is just he is the Tekken 7 guy. One Evo, one Evo Japan, one Tekken World Tour, did the Triple Crown. And it goes to show specifically that, which is a really interesting story as well, just the rise of Pakistan as a community in the Tekken scene, and has slowly, I think, affected their space in the fighting game scene overall. Like, there's the Corey Gaming documentary just showing how, literally, because of the way that pricing and everything works, you know, the way that these groups are being trained is by just having their local arcade, doing just first to 15 sets over and over again. And you don't have to pay up front for each one. Loser pays out, or you figure out the dividends afterward. And just really getting it focused from that point. Because you're using, like, third-party cabinets, third-party boards to get everything set up. It's such a, like, really pervasive look at how video games can become a component to culture, regardless of the way that they can often be seen as a means of, like, not commodity, but just, like, the idea that you need to have the, like, most efficient hardware to do any kind of gaming. But then also, you know, still shows the case that from these earnings, you know, is where you're starting to get more support. But, it was good. I highly recommend, if you have the time, look up the top 8, look up the groups. Tekken is a fun spectator sport, is a fun spectator esport, because of the fact that it's so, like, specific about you were watching two people fight, and anything could happen, especially if you add the mechanic of someone being able to sidestep an attack.
I've never really been one to play Tekken, but watching Tekken is so good. Like, that is probably my favorite fighting game to watch.
7 was the first one I tried to play, and I got a little ways into it, but it's so much more fun to watch than other fighting games for me personally, at least. I don't know, because it just feels like sometimes, like, when you're playing it, you can get a little overwhelmed by, like, the three-dimensional space stuff, but watching it is like, hell yeah.
It's the fact that I think, like, not having to worry about the stuff like Korean backdashing, or having stuff ready to go, or, like, needing your neutral set. Like, it is a very technical game, but then but to watch it, you're at least like, okay, I'm picking this up because it isn't just, do I have meter? Do I have anything? It's, are my attacks landing? Am I doing enough damage? Oh no, this person has the chance to, do a move to run everything back around on my end. Can I still just keep the pressure on?
Mm.
And I think that just combines to a very good watching experience. But, yeah, then just announced real quick, Eddie Gordo is going to be the first DLC character for Tekken 8, and that's going to be over in the spring.
Yeah, there you go.
I saw
Back.
the Zafina trailer where she has a cursed demon arm, and I was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, the main roster seems fun. I would love to learn Leroy.
Yeah. He seems so much fun, and he was in 7, right? He was a DLC in 7. Yeah.
DLC in 7, that was his introduction.
Yeah. He seems so good.
It went super hard. It's funny that it kind of just like fizzled out, I guess, or like probably was very good in the beginning of the meta, and I guess people like stopped, but again, it's all over the place. Like Akuma and Geese are considered top characters, but then if you're just good at what you're doing, like the one Akuma player I think that I saw did just sort of like get wiped out pretty easily.
So more bad news. There's been more layoffs. I mean, it's this thing where like we should definitely talk about it, but also
What is there to talk about?
I don't know what to say. Yeah,
well, I can say at least so these two that we can talk about are what Discord and Unity this week both said they were laying off a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
It was 17 from Discord and then like 25% from Unity.
Yeah.
The Discord one is like, it's really unfortunate that they did this, but also it's like, I feel like we're seeing a lot of like actual like, why do these companies need to have this many employees type stuff. It's with Discord especially, it's just like a thing of like, they definitely overhired during the pandemic. And they shouldn't have done that because now they're evil. But with Unity, God knows what the fuck's going on there. I imagine this is actually probably more of a veiled means of getting rid of those people who are signing the letters and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. With the recent Riccatello stuff that was happening before he jumped ship. It just sucks, man. It's like, it's this thing. I think what kills me about these layoffs is that these are all places that are like either buying up or destroying their vectors that they occupy, and then they go under the illusion that they're going to like maintain these jobs for people or something, or provide the same amount of space and time, but it's like they don't need to, so then they just get rid of it, so then there's just less people in that space and they catalyze their presence there. Just it would be nice to live in a society without this worry.
No, it's like a lot of it just seems to be like because they overhired during COVID, and it's just like some of these things is like, okay, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. Like, this is shitty, but like, why was Discord overhiring? Like,
exactly, that's what I mean. Like, what was the growth factor on Discord that required them to hire that many people?
I figure what helped was, or again, the idea of like, why would we need so many people? Because many more people are using Discord right now.
That's
I don't have the metrics.
Theoretical idea.
Yeah, like I don't have the metrics on it, but if I had to assume like what really went over in the last couple of years due to just like the use of online tools, Zoom is the easy one. Like it's very funny whenever I have to log into work and I see Skype show up on like Microsoft branded material. It's just like, oh, you don't want to give this up. But alongside that, Discord, like the prevalence of Discord in multiple content, like it became a chat client beyond just the initial usage, and it's why the last couple of years, at the very least, you see this discussion. I call it a discussion, but really just Discord's attempts to roll out a version of itself that is more a social media platform with voice chat capabilities versus this pseudo message board forum pastiche. And it's very difficult of a space for Discord to live in, especially if it's trying to then become like profitable, if it's trying to become something that can monopolize on its influx of users, despite the fact that a lot of these users are young people, people that are coming into an online space for the first time that isn't just specific social media. There are a lot of pitfalls to it, but I could at least imagine that as a reason why you'd want more people on board. But then I guess my big thing is like, why not just have contracts or make it like very specific contract spaces? Because I think that's where the
cruelty comes in for me.
Yeah.
Is just this, like, it's not just because like everyone's using contract work that's hellish for all purposes and not actually the real purposes. So then it's like you have this idea that, like, especially knowing how many people I know who have done, like, you know, signups for Twitch, or like recruitment processes for Twitch and stuff like that. And they talk about it like, you're going to be here for years, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no. I think the thing with Discord that gets me is the main reason I'm like, why did you do this, is because I think of all of their insane, stupid fucking systems they've made in the last 3 years for no reason. Like their new store feature, their old store system where they were going to sell games on Discord, like a ton of the random AI stuff, a bunch of other bullshit. And it's just like,
the activities,
why?
Switching to the mobile app, like there's so many things.
Yeah, the activities, like why are you getting involved in this, right? Like that's just what it feels like.
Again, it's
like
the idea that it's the idea that now with Twitter slowly dying and every other platform not really having like a space, when you have more of a user influx, why not create the feed, the all-in-one app? I think a lot of spaces want that and are at least being mindful of how to do that, you know, without going the Zuckerberg route of getting tried for infringement of U.S. freedoms or whatever, or the TikTok route of just being a video platform and figuring out that algorithm to do everything. I think it's exhausting to see because compartmentalization is very healthy. Again, if I had to think about what works for the kind of bullshit society we live in, I like that everything is in its own separate space so that I can actually transition between I need to be in this mode and I need to be in that mode. But yeah, no, it sucks. Like I definitely won't say that I definitely won't say that contracted, like 3-year contracts and then, everyone is out of a job is any better. But I think the initial flaw is the fact that Discord expected longevity for, again, patterns that came out of a very specific incident that has impacted the way that we like utilize online as a space. But ultimately, like, the shift was never going to be back to normal, but then the new also makes peace, or I say makes peace, but makes concessions with the fact that, you know, physical space is still going to be made use of. Like, we weren't going to be like underground tunnels. We weren't going to be like pod communities. We just have very all over the place understandings of how to mask up, and it's really frustrating just how all over the place it all is, and especially when it comes to affect the livelihoods of a lot of people.
Weird. You need things to happen.
It's all fucking weird and frustrating.
need things to happen.
Yeah.
Man, if I had the Death Note, things would be different.
Honestly, yeah, that Death Note 20th anniversary thing was like too limited in its scope. I didn't get it.
Well, none of them get it because it's like they don't want to say the thing, and I get why you don't want to say the thing, but it's like, dog.
Hey, like they need to start saying the things because, like, look at fucking the political restructuring happening in Japan. It's beautiful.
I'm saying, like, it wasn't even a Death Note that did that.
No.
You know,
The Geico Gecko, you have the power to change these patterns. I think about that image every day. I'm sorry.
no, it's a good image. It's a good ass image. I'm thinking about it now. It's pretty good.
It's just his fucking face.
Have I seen this?
I'll find it for you, Mav. Don't worry. But
right.
John, you can go on.
Yeah, okay, so one last bit of news here. This is actually good news. This is fun news. NCSoft, the original the owners of the City of Heroes license et al., made a deal with the homecoming servers for City of Heroes, which were like fan servers keeping the MMO alive, and gave them an official license to host it. So basically, yeah, they were just fan servers, but now they're basically just official servers that will continue to be run by fans for fans.
And they're not changing their pricing structure or anything, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's all, just donations and all that, and they're making new content apparently, and it'll still be free, and everything's just going to keep working how it did, but now it's official. They have official backing from the original creators, and that's pretty cool,
Yeah, like I said, my friend was looking into this literally right before they announced this, which was really funny, but it's like this thing where in general I think people talk about MMO private servers and how they have to come into existence as a necessity, and they always have to exist in this like hellish realm of like not putting themselves out there too much because they're scared that someone's going to kill them, because like some out of touch businessman will just go like, we own the rights to that IP even though they'll never do anything with it.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have you like given like, hey, no, it's fine, you can just exist, especially for a game like this, which is like, can you think of another game like this really that like exists? So like it's nice that this one is able to continue to exist. It's great.
Yeah. Just a nice thing that happened.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all y'all playing City of Heroes out there.
I think this is a great example of like, hey, guess what? Corporations do not have to be evil, actually. They choose to almost every single time for basically no benefit.
Alright. Well, is there anything else that you all would like to discuss before we move on to questions and then wrap this podcast up?
If you want to talk a little bit about... you probably already talked... I don't know if you talked about it when it came out, but I was playing the Pokemon DLC.
I talked about the second one a little bit. Yeah, we can talk about that. How are you feeling about that? How are you like? Because I mean, you know what? It's good. I would say.
It's good.
It's very good.
I was gonna say like I'm only halfway through the Elite Four part of Indigo Disc.
Okay.
But because I've mainly been going around catching guys, I think like Scarlet. I think Arceus did this a little bit, but Scarlet and Violet did this even better. Of like, they just make it feel like the Pokemon are really just hanging out in that game.
Yeah.
So good. Like, just them adding in all that stuff where, like, you can play a song on your camera and shit and make them react to you is, like... I feel like it's a real shame that Scarlet and Violet runs as bad as it does and was rushed as much as it was, because you can tell how much heart there is in there. Which is something
the character writing is so good.
It's so good.
I'm gonna miss those characters a lot, like straight up.
Yeah,
you know?
that was the main thing I was thinking of that I was bemoaning a little bit, was like the DLC's like not short or anything. It's like probably like what, 7-8 hours or something total for both of them. But it's still a thing of like, man, and then we have to go to a new region, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I want to hang out with the squad more. I'm glad that it's so good, I guess. I just like the fact that you can see them improving with like Pokemon animation and stuff like that is like at least optimistic when they struggle with other things. Even honestly, even the trainer animations are great. Like them adding back in like ball throwing from Sun and Moon again and like other stuff. It's like, all right, so you are in fact being held at gunpoint when you make bad things.
Yeah.
But I hope we don't have to fucking go through a Sword and Shield and X and Y again. Not that Sword and Shield had bad character writing, but it was a lot worse than Scarlet and Violet. And it would just suck to have to restart again, you know? Because especially like Carmine is the most fascinating character to me to make in a Pokemon game. Just like 22-year-old woman who's insane.
She's a nut.
Just hanging out with kids and bullying them. Waiting at the gate. I joked about it, but genuinely, when you go to the top of the mountain and that lady her teacher shows up and is like, "Hey kids, what are you doing here?" And she's like, "You can't be here, it's racist." And she's like, That's not true. That's not true." And then Carmine just runs away, was like, "Dog, what is going on?" It's just such a fun... it's so fun. It's just fun. I'm glad that Pokemon can be fun. Not that Arceus wasn't either, but Arceus felt... You could feel... I think honestly, you can feel the rush with Arceus way more. Of that being pushed out the door. Now that Scarlet and Violet is fully complete with all this DLC stuff, it's like, man, at least Scarlet and Violet felt like it ended normally and wasn't just like a mad dash.
Right.
I fucking hate thinking about Eternatus.
Fucking Eternatus.
I kind of like Eternatus.
I knew you were going to say, name a fucking Pokemon you don't.
I can't. That's what makes me beautiful.
But no, yeah, like
I got love in my heart.
I think that's a great example, honestly, to bring up like Eternatus and how much it sucks and doesn't do anything really and just exists sort of there. Sorry, John. I know that's your song, but
it's not actual.
But like compare that to Ogerpon.
Ogerpon rules. I love Ogerpon.
Fucking owns. And the thing that was I really liked about the Scarlet and Violet DLC was all the custom dialogue, like the way I leveled up the Alolan Hisuian Growlithe that she gave me, and when I went and saw her in the second DLC and I had evolved it, she was like, "Your brother's all grown up. Look, Growlithe." And I was like, "Oh." Like that, and all the characters being like, you go into battle and then it's like you use Ogerpon against Carmine and Carmine's like, "Hey Ogerpon, what's up?"
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is so good. I was seeing stuff. Have you done the epilogue yet?
I am about to. Started getting distracted because they added a thing in the DLC where you can there's basically just like a gotcha machine that you can feed points into. And the special thing that you can get is sometimes it'll be like, "Oh, you're getting a special Pokeballs," and they give you rare Pokeballs. And I like the rare Pokeballs.
I understand.
They have like fucking Safari Balls and Sports Balls and fucking like all the other like rare ones and shit. And I want to have cool rare balls so I can catch shinies in them.
I understand. I used my one friend ball on Ogerpon so that it looked like nice and matched.
It fucking matches. It's a good ball for that. I might have done that too, actually. I might have used a friend ball. It
matches
also.
Ogerpon.
Yeah, it does perfectly match Ogerpon. But yeah, no. I mean, I got like an extra Master Ball from that shit already.
Nice.
Like you can get fucking Master Balls from it.
But yeah, I just had heard with the epilogue specifically that like the big boss fight of it has like multiple different battle effects and things that happen depending on what Pokemon you throw in if it matches the story in different ways. And I was just like, yeah.
I mean, I'm bringing Ogerpon in because I mean, I fucking trained up my Ogerpon like it's competitive viable. So I'm gonna run in there and wreck some shit. Which Ogerpon do you use? I use the water one.
I also use the water one.
Good one. Good.
But I have been using the rock for depending on if I need to. But I mainly have it set up for water.
Yeah, I have it like completely set up for water. Like, I mean, I EV trained it and like taught it moves specifically to like back that play style up. But I don't know, because like I kind of want to make like full teams. I might do that soon.
It seems so easy in this one, honestly. If you just try a little, is the nice thing also.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about doing some form of like Sun team, but it's kind of silly because like I feel like half of that team, like obviously I have to have Torkoal in it because that's like your Sun setup basically because it has Drought, and I have a Torkoal already. I got a shiny Torkoal, so I'm ready for that. But then it's like, two of those Pokemon are gonna be fucking Walking Wake and Raging Bulwark. Like, I'm gonna have to use those because they're fucking amazing.
I don't know Walking Wake though. I really do.
I know. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I do really like it, and I want to try. Is it Raging Bulwark or what? The fucking Entei, the Entei.
Oh,
because
I don't like him
because it's busted. Though,
I bet
is
it
the
is.
thing.
I was saying as a joke, like, you know how like the whole thing was like, you know, they died and Ho-Oh brought them back to life as dogs or whatever. I'm looking at all three of these, I was like, this feels like Ho-Oh forgot how the other two looked. And just like saw Entei and was like, all right, I think they look sort of like that.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. It's Gouging Fire is Paradox Entei. It's because its special move is like its signature attack is Burning Bulwark, where it is Protect.
Oh, like,
but if it gets
Toxapex.
Yeah, it's Protect, but if you hit it, it burns you, which like that's arguably better than Poison because that drops your attack. So it's fucking busted, like straight up, it's fucking busted. And then yeah, just like Walking Wake with like a choice item, and you're just spamming its like Hydro Steam move. Yeah, that's busted. I haven't really seen people talking too much about Raging Bolt, the Raikou, but you know, something there. I mean, I'll catch it, but yeah, I mean, I'll this is what, like, Thunderclap. It's just like a priority move, basically. It's just an electric priority move. Pokemon
are cool.
It's good. It's good. We're probably only a couple of months away from hearing about Gen 10, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like,
I'd rather hear about a new Legends game.
Yeah, I mean, people seem to be pretty, like, ready for it to be based in Unova, because Blueberry Academy is in Unova, so there's a bunch of, like, Unova references and stuff. And, like, I don't know if all of those references are really pointing to that, but also I do specifically want a Legends Unova, because I mean, a bunch of people are saying, oh, I want it to be a future one this time, because, you know, they have the past and future Paradox Pokemon, whatever. But, like, I want it to be a past one. I want to be Cowboys. I want it to be Pokemon Cowboys so bad.
My take now after playing this DLC is I just want to see Lacey and Drayden in there fucking around.
Undertale Yellow Pilled.
I was going to say I actually downloaded that, and I'm interested in that. If you want a cowboy game, John.
Maybe. But you can't capture wild Ponyta and ride him. That's what it should fucking let you do.
I mean, who knows if they would even let you with how insane their schedule is.
Yeah. Nah.
Fucking reintroduce the idea of a Pokemon Ranger.
Yeah.
Let's go. I've been watching videos about Ukulele Pichu. Let me tell you, I'm ready.
All right, well, let's wrap this up with a question, because we did get a question. And if you want to do this being sending in a question, you go to gamesline.tumblr.com/ask, and you'll sound like this. Cello Buster asks, what is the heaviest video game that you own?
Like morally? Or like...
Up to interpretation, I suppose.
I got two answers here.
Okay.
Morally, it's the 5th copy of Final Fantasy 13 that I own. Because there's no reason to have 5 copies of Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
And I could have gotten rid of them at any time, but I was like, $2? Are you kidding me? No way. Heavy-wise, it's the giant fucking Halo Reach pod that I have. That has the journal and shit in it. Even if you take all that shit out of it, that shit still weighs a bunch. It's like metal.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I have like a couple of special editions, but I don't know which one is the heaviest, because it's like I got those No More Heroes limited runs. I got the Xenoblade special editions. I guess one of those. Maybe like if I were to just like I was gonna say maybe if I like add together all the like the weight of all each game and then like all the merch that I have. I mean, that would probably be Pokemon stuff, but I mean Xenoblade's coming up there because I got both of those special editions and I have that big ol' soundtrack collection too.
I was gonna say that one. That was what I was thinking, but I was like, I don't know if that counts as a game. I guess per se.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm like looking over here and I'm just like, yeah, this is all just they're cases, they're discs, they're cartridges. They're not very heavy. I have the collector's edition of Hyperdimension Neptunia. That's pretty heavy on my soul.
Okay, you know what's actually heavier on my soul than the 5th copy of Final Fantasy 13?
What?
It doesn't even have physical mass, but the digital copy of The Last of Us 2. Just every time I'm scrolling through my PS5 library, I'm like, I think I hid it. I think I did hide it. That's how much it weighs on me.
How about you, Maverick?
I mean, my copy of God of War Ragnarok came with the PS5, so even if that was just a digital code.
It is one heavy game.
It is indeed. I'm trying to think about like what else I could like.
I'm trying to think like what crazy physical copies I've gotten. I've never been one to get like a special edition is my thing. But I'm trying to think if there ever was anything. But like this Halo pod is weighty. I can pick it up right now. It's right here. Oh.
You just got that shit on deck?
Well, I record in our storage room basically. So and I don't have that many items, let me tell you.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, this has got to be it. Oh, this is a good one actually. Right next to it is The Witcher 2 for the Xbox 360. It's like a metal steelbook case, and then it has this giant fucking book with it, the Quest Handbook. Look at this. This is great. It has every single side quest in the game and a description of it. Annotated with mini maps. Can we go back? Can we please go back? This is so good. Holy shit.
We need to go back.
We need to go back. This is great. Has a soundtrack case also next to it.
You have the power to end these patterns.
I do. Oh, I have this adorable Pokemon purse thing that Ari gave me from like 1998.
Wow.
That's like a Game Boy Color carrying case, but it's like a big one, so you can put a bunch of games and stuff in it.
Is it the yellow one that has Pikachu on it?
Yep.
I had that as a kid.
Nice. I need to use it.
That's a nice... You do. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. It was nice to do this again. If you would like to keep up with what we're doing, we have a website, gamesline.net. Go check it out. We're posting new stuff pretty semi-regularly. You know, we all have lives and stuff, but we're still posting.
Yeah.
Our Twitter is at the Gamesline. Our Tumblr is gamesline.tumblr.com. Facebook.com/Gamesline. YouTube.com/@the-Gamesline. And Twitch.tv/GameslineTV. I don't know, I keep telling myself that I want to stream, and I do, but I just need to, like, give myself the time.
Mm-hmm.
I
understand.
I'm going to try to figure that out. I would like to do that sometime soon. Patreon.com/Gamesline. I know that shit's rough right now. I get it. But if you do have the money, $3 gets you all of our stuff early and also some exclusive content. We're going to see what's going on with that. Got Unlimited Railworks. There should be a new episode soon if you're subscribed on our Patreon feed. And, no, that's not true, actually. We're not going to record for a little bit. I just remembered.
Yeah.
So fuck me. So you should still do that, because when it is new, you'll get it a week before everyone else. So there you go. When it happens, it happens. And you can go to our Discord, thegamezone.zone, type that into your web browser and it'll bring you straight there, and you can talk to people and talk about dumb shit. Let me look at the kind of posts that have been happening in here. Shulis posted some, like, goth edit of the Rise of the Guardians Jack Frost earlier today. I don't know why he did that. That's the kind of stuff that goes on in here, I guess. People post their cats a lot. A lot of cats.
What else do we need?
Nothing else. And thank you to Melt Channel / Magic Circuit for our themes on Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to our stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. Check it. And, yeah, what about y'all? Maverick, where can people find you?
People can find me online on Twitter at Maverick Drifter, and that's about it for the moment. The site, it goes.
Rose, how about you?
Twitter at Horngal, HORNGAL.
You're the dragon.
The damn right.
And I'm at JOHN_MICHON. I've been talking a lot. JOHN_MICHONSKI. On Twitter, that's me. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Whew. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. And we'll be back next week, most likely, with another episode of the Gamesline podcast. Thank you. Have a good one.